家人们，你们好 ，My name is Roger, and welcome to my channel. Very appreciate you are watching this video. This is a brand new channel which aims to show you the blooming Chinese new cars, most especially those EV cars. For today's video, I'm gonna to show you this Neta U, or Neta U in other words. Because of its quirk name, most of people could hardly get any information or search it on the English media. But in China, almost everyone knows its name. Like when I ask people in the West, who is the Cupid? They could answer me with no hesitation. Neta is also a protection deity from Chinese folk religion. According to Feng Shen Yi, Neta was born during the Shang dynasty in a military fortress at Chengtang Pass. Neta's mother gave birth to a ball of flesh after gestating for 3 years and 6 months. His father thought his wife had given birth to a demon and attacked the ball with his sword. The ball split open and Neta jumped out as a boy instead of an infant. Neta could speak and walk immediately after birth. So, what's about this car at my hand? Is it a good car after years of preparation, or just a myth, a fake story? Thing is, in China, most of Netas are taken as competitor taxi hailing cars like a Buick V-Lite and Runway 6 i6. And in Chinese market, Neta even created 2 customer trims called Neta U 400 industry version and taxi hailing version in the lineup. I have no ideas of what they thought. As a customer, I prefer my car name more cool, more aggressive, or even more cartoon. Not willing to pick a name sound like I'm a taxi driver. So if you are going to be a taxi driver, let's get close to this car. There is no doubt it is a good looking car, and the size in Neta segment is competitive. The length is about 4,549 millimeters, width is about 1,860 millimeters, height is 1,628 millimeters, which is much bigger than my CX-30. And it doesn't look too clumsy or heavy, even it looks more sporty. I think because of the sculpting design features around the body, with bunches of polylines. Look at the head of this car. A conjunction of 2 lights and grille looks very futuristic. The headlight set is integrated with high beam and low beam. And separately, look at this part. The style is good, but it looks a little bit familiar, right? Though it is a Chinese brand, but I have to say this part is sort of reminiscent to the Cadillac XT4. Take a look at this badge. I don't know the purpose and meaning of the design, but it's really like some pubis. I can't help looking at the badge when I grip the steering wheel. Come to the side, what catch your eyes is the floating roofline, which is a good decoration of the C-pillar, and makes the view center is in the middle of the car. Coordinated to the roof is the west line running across the whole body, and very outstanding when you are inside the car and look at through the side mirror. This door handle looks conservative on an EV car currently, but it is simple and practical and feels good when you pull the door. In another case, people won't be terrified by the frozen weather. Tail of this car looks also bold, sort of like taillights running across the whole bottom. What you mentioned is the rear window size. It is a little bit narrow and with poor sight. Below the taillights, there are 2 brand badges. This is Neta in Chinese characters. This is Hezhong汽车. It's the parent company of Neta. All in all, in terms of this car's looking, this car deserves some praise words, because in later several parts, you will probably be quiet. Getting to the interior, I have to say this cabin is decent. You are surrounded by the stitched leather cover and a soft plastic panel. With 2 sporty seats in the front, you could forget the affordable price of this car. What's more, in the top trim you will get two 12.3-inch display screen, but in this basic trim there you could get 5. And another huge black glass panel for the ventilation in the middle of the console. But in the detail, Neta's interior still have a lot of work to do. The storage space is good in the front, but it is kind of far away for me to reach. The ventilation control are integrated on this screen. I don't think this is a good design because it occupies the physical part. And these two separately LED screens, I prefer to believe it is an approach of cutting cost rather than the sense of the designer. And the default height of the front seat is too high, and what you could adjust is sitting higher. It reminds me of the Vision seated in a Range Rover. And the seat belt is too tight when you pull it out. Come to rear seats. As a taxi-hailing car, what you care about are comfort and the convenience for your passengers. The legroom is huge, that you could pick up a whole tourist group in the rear, and the headroom is also well. Even you are an elegant lady from the middle century, you could keep your hat entirely. Seats are very comfortable, and otherwise couldn't offer you a solid holding. And to serve the passenger well, a 2-cup holder armrest is available, plus a tissue box. With this hole, your passenger can easily draw some tissues. Open the tailgate. There you get a trunk space of 428 liters. Flat and square, and it goes up to 1,125 liters with seats fold down. This car doesn't have a front, it is sort of a waste of under-hood space. As you can see, still have some space underneath. And this car is not full of power. Well, it's time to back to the driving seat and to be a real taxi driver.
As a taxi hailing driver, what you are considering of is the range, the battery, and the electricity economy. This car is mounted a battery with 54 kilowatts hour, and as CLTC claimed, the range is about 400 kilometers. But as my 2 days of test, 300 kilometers is a reasonable range. With DC charging, it takes about 30 minutes from 10% to 80%, and 7 hours of AC charging. It is a standard level among Chinese EV cars nowadays. However, if you have a little bit interest in driving cars, you will probably shut the door and get out of the car. First thing is the power. All trims of this car are mounted with a single front motor which produces 120 kilowatts or 163 horsepower. Max torque is about 210. Apart from the power, there are not lots of things to be blamed. What lets you down is the handling. The steering wheel is super light when you're at a low speed. It's even a little bit more lighter than your game controller. Super light is a good thing in weight cutting, but it is the wrong words using in the steering wheel. Fortunately, it goes heavier when you speed up, though the change is not continuous. Now the feeling of lightness transfers to your foot. Your right foot almost feels nothing in air when you punch the pedal. It is really hard for you to control the car speed. Things even get worse when you get stuck in the traffic jam. That explains why currently many taxi-hailing cars ride at a wheel speed on the road. However, we can't deny the ride quality of this car. Myverson suspension for the front and the multi-link suspension for the rear. They are satisfying.
Please forgive me of my poor budget. This car rent is too basic to have any driving assistance. But according to some owners of top trim car, those configurations are a waste of money. The price of Neta U starts from $60,000 to $24,500. In this range, we cannot ignore the competitive rivals such as BYD Song Pro, Xpeng G3, and etc. Probably this car is born to be a tax-hailing car. Well, with the blooming development of Chinese cars comes a lot of new EV brands. Some are good, and some others still need time to be good. If you want to know more stats about this car, please check the description down below. This is Roger and Road, and thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to give me a like or subscribe the channel.